and welcome back to Audiotree Live. My name is Jason. Today is Wednesday, June 18th, and we're coming at you from Chicago, Illinois. Before we get into today's show, I want to just remind you, if you can, please click that like and subscribe button on our channel. If you like what you see here and you want to see more of it, if you hit the subscribe button, you'll make sure that you don't miss any of it. And now, a band that takes punk rock and truly makes it their own with an eclectic sound of proto-punk mixed with a modern rock sensibility, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, CIVIC. Take it away, guys.
Blocking out the sun, the black doorman comes knocking. Are you gonna see him? Is he gonna see you? Oh! Burning with the other dogs tonight. Cause I'm hiding in the darkness, cause it's alright. The fire comes up and the rain pours down. It leaves an inside blanket over town. Can you feel it closing in? That weight upon your shoulders. They ran out loud. Oh, to please a famished crowd. The party's never really over. Are you gonna see him? Is he gonna see you? Oh! Just come with me, sunshine on the I mean to set you free. To be free, you must believe fear. Do you believe? Do you believe it's me? Oh, do you believe? Do you believe it's me? Oh, do you believe? Do you believe it's me? Oh, do you believe? Do you believe it's me? Yeah! I got that nausea that keeps me up at night. Rest with my pillow, let's go and eat foot. Wait to stand to the house screaming out on that crust. Sunshine on the ocean floor. Gas glimpses, unafraid of war. Hand in hand, feel the breeze and the winds on the shore. But I watch one fight, yeah. This is my reality. It's the proof of everything. Rush on me to set you free. To be free, you must believe it. Yeah.
Hey guys, this has always been something strange for us here at Audiotree. Over 88% of you who watch our videos are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So could we please ask you a favor? If you like this show and you like discovering new music and you want to support us, the free and simple way to do that is to just hit the subscribe button. And our commitment to you is that if you do that, our team will continue to get the best bands we can. We'll listen to your feedback. We'll book the bands you want to see on the show, and we'll continue spreading the word of live music to the world. Thank you so much. Very awesome stuff. I love the two-step feel of that song.
Thank you.
Right off the bat.
I thought you were going to start slamming.
Yeah.
Slam dancing.
It's pretty close to it, man, honestly. But, you know, I don't get paid enough to be doing that slam dancing. So you guys are in the middle of a pretty expansive tour right now, from what I've been seeing.
Yeah.
You guys have are currently in the middle of a month-long tour here in the States.
We're at the end.
We're at the end.
Oh, you guys are at the end? Okay. And then you guys go to Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, that's a long time.
Didn't you work out today that it was like we're not even halfway yet for the whole thing?
Well,
So.
we were meant to have 2 weeks off, and then we added Spain and Italy in our 2 weeks off.
Yep.
And then we got, I think, 3 or 4 weeks after that. So I'm guessing,
Yeah, just under halfway.
I think just
Yeah.
under halfway. 2 shows left in the US.
That's a long time to be away from home, guys. How does it feel to be gone for that long?
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just got to get into the groove. I don't know. We were talking about it last night. It's like you once you get into that zone, you can almost just keep doing it for. You have to just train your brain to do it, because otherwise you just, I don't know, you want to push the abort button sometimes, but you can't, you know?
Yeah, it feels like a week or it feels like 3 weeks. It's just sort of the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, because I think once you kind of get into that, like you're saying, that touring routine of it all,
Yeah.
you know, it just becomes this everyday thing where you almost know what to expect, but you're in a different place every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every show is different. Every place is different. It's sick. Every day's different in its own right, you know, so it's good.
That's awesome. Well, I do think it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that kind of touring, you know?
Especially together. I think it takes a special kind of group of people as well, because, you know, people have to be around one another 24 hours a day, basically. It's like that in itself is tough, you know, so.
Oh, yeah.
When I was doing my research on the band itself, I had found out that the initial inception of the band happened in a bowling alley in Japan. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I was in Japan back in 2016, and our original guitarist was there, and we just had this idea to do this Saints Radio Birdman sort of sounding band, and that was the spot. We were like, you know, wearing those funky shoes, and I was like, yeah, let's do this, you know. And then we came back and got Lewis and Roland, and yeah,
Nice.
and Eli joined later, and then here we are. But yeah, that was the initial spot. That was the initial place where it happened, was in a bowling alley.
Do you think those shoes had any influence on what you
100%,
wanted to
bro.
do?
I should be wearing them right now.
Yeah.
Roland wants to start rocking clown shoes. I reckon that's even fresher.
The real long ones.
Who's running that? No one's running that.
Just like with my regular outfit. You know?
That would look really
Yeah.
cool. Imagine what you could fit in the shoes, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my feet.
Yeah?
You know, a honking sound. You know, that's more what I want. Yeah.
I love it. Great idea.
It'd be pretty cool.
We're forward thinkers, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to ask too, I noticed right off the bat when I was doing some research as well that it seemed like, from what I could find, you guys did kind of start the band to try and do more of a traditional type of rock and punk sound, correct? Now, obviously, the band has grown in quite a couple different directions since then, since you guys have been doing it. What do you think it is that kind of made you guys want to start the project in more of a traditional sense?
I think at the time, it seems weird now, but there wasn't heaps of that sound in Australia when we were doing it. So it's like kind of just bands that I would like to see live as like, you know, Radio Bourbon, X and fucking Saints and stuff. And then like do that, it was fun. It's like, but yeah, you know, you move on and you get bored or you change, you know, directions and stuff. So yeah.
Absolutely. So would you say that when you guys started playing music, the band may have received a little more attention because there wasn't a lot going on with that style in Australia?
Yeah, I'd say there was less now, but
Yeah, it was kind of like a bit uncool at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you know, AC/DC sounding pop rock
Yeah.
shit, you know.
Sure.
Everyone was like, ew. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's a bit cringed out by
Yeah.
Australian music, like Australians, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like,
Sure.
But like the real heads know, but it's just, now it's become more popular and stuff, which is good. So
That is cool.
Yeah.
What do you think may have like factored into that turning around?
I don't know. It's
I don't
just-
know, tastes just change, I guess. People,
Yeah.
there was a void, and then bands started filling that void up a bit with Aussie rock.
It's refreshing.
What did you call them?
Aussie rock. Rock, ROQUE, though.
Oh, okay. A little more
Australian
stylistic.
way, yeah.
Really? Okay. I like it. I'm gonna have to start spelling it like that. So throughout your career, at least what I could hear from the music is some elements of post-punk, some elements of proto-punk, even just some like grungy influence going on here and there. Yeah. What do you think it is that you guys are kind of picking up along the way that makes you guys want to introduce these new sounds or new elements to your music?
I think it just comes from like what comes out naturally and stuff. Like, so I've got heaps of influences, like you said, and like, so if I'm coming up with a riff or Roland is, or, you know, Jim's coming up with lyrics, it's kind of got to do with what I've been listening to recently or what's coming out, you know, at that time. So I just don't try and restrict it to a genre or thing, because you just end up being like a cover band of yourself, which is, you know.
And I think we have trust in, it sounds a bit lame, but we trust everyone's input, right? Like, it's like, okay, you're bringing this in, you're bringing that in. It's like, okay, sweet, let's pull it together and see what we can come up with, you know. We're not like going, oh, we're going to make this song sound like this, or this is our launching point to make it sound like that, you know. I think that's when you end up falling into those kind of mistakes.
Yeah. I think it taxes the product at the end of the day, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
The diversity of your music, I feel like it almost caters to like letting you guys play with so many diverse lineups. Like I was doing research and seeing that you guys did a tour with the Sex Pistols, which is crazy. You know, playing fest with bands like Taking Back Sunday and Coheed and Cambria and whatnot. Like these are all kinds of artists that, you know, they might be within the rock category, but it's so sprawling. And do you guys think that this diversity in your music makes it more appealing for CIVIC to kind of be a part of these lineups?
Yeah, I think it's kind of fresh for us to be able to, you know, not stick to a certain limited scene or sound and stuff. So then we do get to, like, you know, play all kinds of venues and play with all kinds of bands. Like, pretty much just what you said. Like, it's more interesting for us that way, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, can we hear a couple more songs?
But of course.
Yeah.
Can't see through dark, tread line on feather. CC's of faces, all faces are down. I've been to sleep at night. When passes by, there's no surprise. When passes by, you don't sleep at night. When passes by. Yeah, my bells are ringing into the night. I'll be in our hands, red faces burning bright. Stuck in a trance of let I win you down in silence, and we watch time go by. It passes by, it passes by. You don't sleep at night. It passes by, there's no surprise. It passes by, you don't sleep at night.
did the idea for this record come about? What was kind of the mission statement with this album?
In terms of like us going into recording it, or in terms of the concepts, all this kind of stuff?
Even just, I would say the concept to kind of what were the starting ideas to creating and writing the music on the record?
Well, we just wanted to do something different to what we'd already done, right? And that was kind of the initial idea, was to kind of push ourselves. I know a lot of people say that, right? It's like, oh, you try and reinvent yourself, try and push yourself, rah. But for us, we were at that point because our previous 2 records, not that they sounded the same, but we'd kind of felt like we'd left that sort of sound behind a little bit. We wanted to go forward. So that was our kind of launching spot, wasn't it?
Yeah, try out like some bigger recording sounds and stuff, which we've never really done. It's like always been a kind of DIY sort of home recording thing, which has always been good, and nothing wrong with it. Yeah, we just kind of like venture into a studio and like work with some people that, you know, that interest us.
Well, and also that could push us as well. Like, because we feel like we'd pushed ourselves enough. We're like, all right, who can we bring on board that's going to like extract things from us or take things away? So like, yeah, we had a good team to do that.
What were some of those things that you guys would say were the biggest differences with recording this album, or those techniques that you were talking about, you know, recording in a bigger studio or maybe working with these people? Do you guys have any examples?
Well, I think just recording in a studio for one was a change, because usually it's in someone's
kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen or something. So
bedroom.
That was just like a real studio, you know what I mean? Using like old analog equipment that's, you know, recorded the Beatles on it and Pink Floyd and stuff, you know. What else, you know? Just like recording techniques that I've never heard of, you know? Like room mics and, you know, multiple layering and just, I don't know, what else is there? Like
Stripping things down, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
just the production, like with Kieran, just stripping everything back to, you know,
just to one thing almost, and recording just one thing, and then adding piece by piece, instead of being like, we got that sound, being like, no, just hit that pedal and that's all you're going to record, and then layer it again, whole another thing, take the cymbals off, take the toms off, just bringing it down to like simple one
like caveman style.
Like caveman one piece style almost, and then just bringing it on top instead of being like, well, there's all your stuff, so just play and press record. It's pretty different, I guess, from what I've done, at least. Yeah. I'm sure these guys as well.
When the recording is kind of taking that approach and you're isolating it based on like per track or per instrument, do you guys think that you're achieving maybe some new textures, like sonically speaking?
That was the plan.
When you're recording
that was kind of the plan of doing it.
Nice.
Just to get a different sound and world. I guess you can do a lot more when it's isolated than having everything kind of in there at once.
Yeah, you can take out a lot more stuff as well. Like if something sounds terrible, you can just be like, it's out of here, you know?
That's really cool.
Yeah. Matrix style.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to do it, though. You know what I mean? And I feel like you really get the full encompassing view on your whole song that way, when you're literally, you know, putting the microscope on every element of it. That's a really cool approach.
Control a lot
it
more.
took ages.
It was
painstakingly long process.
And, you know, like, you know, there was still aspects of it that might not have worked, right? But, like, that's okay as well, you know?
Yeah, it's part of the experimenting, you know?
I think, it was cool, right? It was like,
just lean into
amazing experience.
Well, you can't go into it and be like, I don't want to do that, or like, I don't want to try that when you're making something, you know? It's like, imagine if someone just was like, I'm not doing that, when you're trying to figure out all these new things. It's like you cut yourself off before you even try it.
You got to be open to it, for sure.
If you do it and then it sounds like crap, you can like, oh yeah, that's gone. See you later,
at
you know?
least you
or
tried
you can just,
it.
and then you go do it the old way, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. So conceptually speaking, when I was doing the research on Chrome Dip, I saw a quote on your guys' Bandcamp that really stood out to me, kind of about the theme of the record being, the quote being itself, it's like a casting of your character or like an outer shell. One of the main objectives for this album was to make a drastic turn in our sound, break the mold, and melt the steel. And I kind of want to ask, or I do want to ask, what do you guys think, how do you think the band, how do I phrase this? How do you guys think that your character was casted as a band while doing this record?
I think that, I mean, it was like this pretty crazy, like, because the name of the album came while we were recording it, right? Like, that's, like, kind of all came to fruition there. But I think, I don't know, there was something about, like, because we were one of the first bands to record in that space as well. I think that felt super important. But more to, not taking away from what you said, but it's more about this idea of, like, hard and soft is this chrome dip sort of feeling. Like, there's, like, you know, like a juxtaposed edge of, like, hard and soft at the same time, you know what I mean? And I think that this record has that kind of sound to it, those qualities and that feeling, you know? So it made sense for us to call it that. And I think that it sort of, it's more of a feeling as much as it's a word, you know? It brings up, like, taste and touch and all these other kind of things as well, which I think is cool in music to, if you can. I mean, that's kind of, you know, fun to sort of touch on that stuff as well, you know? Memory and all this kind of stuff, you know? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it does a very good job of answering the question. I feel like, you know, going back to kind of what we were just saying about texture, you know, you have this hard and soft juxtaposition. Yeah. You can hear it within the music itself. And when you have this microscope or like a magnifying glass on all the individual tracks, I think it almost leaves more control in your hands with how soft it gets, how hard does it get, you know, how do those two things kind of blend together as a yin and yang almost. Well,
you can take, exactly right, and you can choose, you can listen to the lyrics or listen to the guitar tones or whatever. It's like, yeah, you can, it's kind of, it's like you can choose your own adventure kind of thing with it, in a way, right? Like,
I love choosing my own adventure.
Yeah, man.
So I definitely understand it.
Sick.
So with this advancement within the band, with you guys experimenting more on this record, I lastly want to ask you guys, what do you think we could see from the future of CIVIC as far as creativity goes?
Well, I don't know, I'm not sure, still stewing on it really. It's like
kind of opened a can of worms now. You can kind of go anyway. It's like
we're down though. We're down.
Yeah, instead of going.
Yeah,
we're not really confined anymore.
We just got a drum machine, so
yeah. It's gonna start getting freaky eventually.
CIVIC Gabba record.
Yeah, bit of techno underlying.
No, we're just gonna keep making things that we feel.
That we like.
Yeah, we like, and that we feel is like progressive for punk or rock or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, it's like we're just trying to make good music, and that's what we're going to keep trying to do, right? Like, we love to do it.
Can we hear those last couple songs we got?
Sure thing.
Let's do it.
legs trees and a punch that would kill a donkey. You got eyes blacker than the back door into heaven, where my boots scrape like the faces on pavement. Lean against the black velvet and embrace the threats of death. I dance with false dreams and with figures of lie, and I smile to gritted teeth, and I smile to gritted teeth, and I smile to gritted teeth. Yeah. When I'm stuck on the dark side. Ow! 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 We come from night from dead stars with a terrible speed. I reside in the marsh of the oily gallows that suck against your knees. I'm fucking for a love, I'm fucking for a love, all the pistons in my chest from one view. Swallow back kerosene juice when times boil over. Lick thick black tongue that spit poison and dance to the dead road. Release your heavy load. Release your heavy load. When I'm stuck on the dark side, yeah. When I'm stuck on the dark now. When I'm stuck on the dark side. When I'm stuck on the dark side. been thinking, 'cause I've been thinking, 'cause I've been thinking, 'cause I've been thinking, 'cause I've been thinking.
And just like that, we have reached the end of the session. As usual, I would like to thank our viewers. I would like to thank the camera and the audio crew here at Audiotree. And lastly, I would like to thank our viewers today. And if you haven't, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel below. And if you feel so inclined, leave a comment and let us know what you think of this session. Once again, my name is Jason. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll catch you next time.